Today I'm going to show you how to blur the background in Photoshop in a simple, clean, beginner-friendly way. This is one of the easiest ways to make your subject stand out and give your photo that professional, high-end look. Whether you're editing portraits, product shots, or social media content, this technique can instantly improve the overall feel of your image. And if you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy Photoshop tutorials just like this. Alright, let's jump right into it. First, open your photo in Photoshop and take a look at the Layers panel. Before you make any edits, the smartest thing you can do is create a backup copy of your image layer. That way, you always have the original available if you need to go back and make changes later. To do that, select your photo layer in the Layers panel, then press Ctrl+J on your keyboard to duplicate it. This creates a second copy of your image instantly. Now, it's a good idea to organize your layers so everything stays clear and easy to follow. Rename the top layer to subject and rename the bottom layer to background. This small step makes the workflow much easier, especially if you're editing more than one photo or revisiting the file later. Once your layers are set up, you're ready for the next step. Now click on the top subject layer to make sure it's selected. This is the layer where we're going to isolate the person or object we want to keep sharp. At the top of Photoshop, go to Select, then choose Subject. Photoshop will use its built-in AI to detect the main subject in your image and automatically create a selection around it. You'll see the marching ants appear around the person or object, which means Photoshop has made the selection for you. If the selection looks good, the next step is to turn that selection into a mask. At the bottom of the Layers panel, click the Add Layer Mask icon. It looks like a rectangle with a circle in the middle. Once you click it, Photoshop will hide everything except your subject on the top layer, while the background remains visible on the layer underneath. This is the key step that separates the subject from the background without permanently deleting anything. Now that your subject is isolated, click on the bottom background layer to select it. This is the layer we're going to blur. With that layer active, go up to the top menu and choose Filter, then Blur, and then Gaussian Blur. A settings window will appear with a radius slider. This slider controls how strong the blur effect will be. If you want a soft, natural look that feels like a real camera lens, try somewhere between 5 and 15 pixels. That usually creates a subtle depth of field effect that still looks realistic. If you want a much stronger blur, you can push it higher, around 30 pixels or more. That will completely smooth out the background and make it look more abstract and less detailed. As you move the slider, keep an eye on the preview so you can see exactly how the image is changing. Once you're happy with the result, click OK to apply the blur. And just like that, you've created a blurred background in Photoshop while keeping your subject sharp and in focus. This is a really effective editing trick because it draws attention exactly where you want it, and it gives your photo a polished, professional finish. If you want to take this even further, you can adjust the blur strength depending on the photo. For portraits, a lighter blur often looks better because it keeps the image natural. For product photos or thumbnails, a stronger blur can help the subject pop even more. The best part is that because you use the layer mask, you can always go back and refine the subject edge if needed. So that's the full process for blurring a background in Photoshop. Duplicate your layer, isolate the subject, mask it, and then apply Gaussian blur to the background layer. It's fast, easy, and one of the most useful Photoshop skills you can learn. If this video helped you out, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Photoshop tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.